On the morning of June 13, 2008, the Sundrop bottling facility in Concord, North Carolina, was operating like any other Friday. Inside the front office, two people were crossing paths. 59-year-old Donna Barnhardt was the company's longtime office manager. 44-year-old Darrell Noles was visiting simply to hand in a job application. Right around 10 a.m., an armed man entered that office. He robbed the till of cash, fatally shot both Barnhardt and Noles, and fled on foot toward Cabarrus Avenue. Responding officers pronounced both victims dead at the scene. Witnesses gave a clear description of the suspect fleeing the building: a slender male, 5'7" to 6 feet tall, in a white shirt and jeans. By September of 2008, police released a composite sketch based on those eyewitness accounts. Investigators collected forensic evidence from the scene. The state offered reward money, and detectives chased down thousands of leads, but they hit a wall. For nearly 2 decades, investigators could not put a name to the face in that sketch. It is a jarring reality of criminal investigations. You can have a daytime incident, eyewitnesses, physical evidence, an intense community focus, yet still end up with an 18-year gap where justice should be. To understand why that gap existed, we have to look 2,800 miles away, to Port Angeles, Washington. This is where 43-year-old Johnny Stephen Talbert had relocated. Talbert was not keeping his head down. Following the Concord murders, he became deeply familiar to local law enforcement in his new state. Records show Talbert racked up over 280 police interactions in Clallam County, Washington, resulting in more than a dozen arrests. While North Carolina investigators had 0 active leads, police on the West Coast were interacting with him constantly. There was a bridge between these two timelines. Talbert actually had a parole violation arrest on his record right back in Cabarrus County, North Carolina, placing him in the immediate area in 2008. This reveals a severe friction point in how criminal databases talk to each other across regions. A suspect can cross state lines, get arrested repeatedly for minor infractions, and completely avoid triggering a cross-country homicide match. Talbert didn't disappear off the grid to escape detection. He survived for 18 years by hiding in plain sight, right inside the justice system itself. That blind spot finally closed on May 21, 2026. Investigators back at the Concord Police Department broke through the stall and secured criminal arrest warrants for Talbert. The paperwork laid out exactly what they believed happened in that bottling company office. Talbert was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of robbery with a dangerous weapon. To make the arrest, North Carolina authorities coordinated with the Port Angeles Police Department. Officers in Washington executed the warrant that same day, taking Talbot into custody without any incident. With Talbot apprehended, extradition proceedings immediately began. The process of moving the 43-year-old back across the country to face trial in a North Carolina courtroom was set in motion. Closing this case required exact, quiet cooperation between departments separated by a continent. Concord detectives did the connecting, and Port Angeles officers made the physical catch. An 18-year head start and a 2,800-mile buffer used to be enough to outrun a crime. Today, persistent multi-agency data tracking means that geographical distance can no longer hide a suspect indefinitely.